My name is Bill Nelson, and I'm currently the president and primary owner of Nelson Dairy Consultants. And that's a company that it's a family-owned company that my dad started in the 70s, and I joined him after school, and he and I have been partners. He's now retired, but partners for almost 30 years actually. And we provide nutrition and management advice to dairy farmers. Yeah, the whole story on the entrepreneurship is, in my dad's case particularly, and I was there to watch it, he was a professor at Iowa State University, and in his extension and teaching role, he was spending a lot of time with dairy producers in the state of Iowa. Okay. And what he realized is that they were getting all of their feeding advice, and feeding is a major financial decision for dairy producers. The cost of feed is in excess of half of their total cost of producing milk. And they were getting all of their feeding advice from the companies that sold feed. So there was a severe conflict of interest there. And at some point he realized that, hey, there could be a business, and there wasn't any at the time, that could give farmers independent nutrition advice, give them some buying power, give them some flexibility on what to buy, how much to buy, who to buy it from. And that was the beginning of it. And one of the great entrepreneurial ideas my dad had, which is fairly common in our industry now, is that he hooked his fee to a product. Now that product there wasn't a conflict of interest with that product, but what he decided to do was that every client of his would have to buy a one-a-day vitamin for each cow. And it doesn't come in a pill form like ours would, but the concept is the same. Let's say that you have a one-a-day vitamin that costs a nickel, but what I tell you as a consultant is, hey, you're gonna buy my one-a-day vitamin, and that's gonna cost a dime. But for that extra price on your one-a-day vitamin, and every cow's gonna get it every day, I'm gonna give you all kinds of advice about what else to eat or what other feeds to buy. Initially, my dad was the only one doing the consulting work, and as he got busier and busier, he had to hire people to do what he knew he could do well, but he wanted to multiply that across more clients, and that means hiring people and hiring good people. So that's a continual challenge for us. Finding those people is still the hardest thing that we have to do. The good news is that when you find the right people, the rest of it becomes very easy. If they're good at this, if they have interest in this, if they're willing to appreciate some of the things that we've learned over the years, and they listen to us on what not to do. Once you hire good people and pass on a few ideas to them, pass on your system to them, it seems very easy. But finding those right people is difficult. Stay focused on what you do well. Don't get distracted because you're doing so well and it seems so easy maybe at times on your main task. Don't get distracted and try and do this and this and this and this. Just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing and focus on that. Put your extra time into that. I've seen many consultants along the way that got successful and all of a sudden they wanted to dabble in this or that or a side thing, and it rarely, a lot of them will look back and say, yeah, I should have just, focused on what I was doing well and continue to do more of it and not get distracted by hobby businesses that are somewhat related to what you're doing, but distracting.